Here is Heartland Season 20, Episode 1, and something feels different this time. After 19 years, one question is still hanging in the air, and it might change the entire show. Amy never gave Nathan an answer. The screen went dark before we could hear a single word. And now, as the ranch gets ready for a brand new season, fans are asking if this could be the beginning of the end for the Fleming Bartlett family. Let's go back to where the story left us. The last episode of Season 19 was called Forgiveness, and it left fans with more questions than answers. Nathan asked Amy to marry him, right there on the ranch, in a moment that felt like it had been building for years. But the show cut away before Amy could say yes or no. For months, fans have been guessing what her answer will be. And something the writers left it open on purpose to build up excitement for Season 20. At the same time, Georgie was going through her own emotional journey. She spent most of the season learning how to let go of Phoenix, the horse she has trained and loved for years. Watching Phoenix slow down reminded Georgie of what happened with Spartan, another horse from the show's history, and that comparison hit hard for longtime fans. Even with all that sadness, the finale gave Georgie one last shining moment. She entered the Grand Prix not to win a trophy, but to honor everything she and Phoenix had been through together. It turned into one of the most emotional scenes of the whole season, with flashbacks playing and fans reaching for tissues. But that was not the end of Georgie's story. Right after her big moment in the ring, she got an offer to join a stable somewhere new, and the season ended before we found out what she decided. Some fans believe this offer could take Georgie far away from the ranch, maybe even out of the country, which would be a huge change for her character. So as Season 20 begins, two big questions are sitting on every fan's mind. Will Amy finally say yes to Nathan? And will Georgie choose to stay at Heartland, or step away to build a new life somewhere else? These two storylines are set to shape the opening episode, and they are exactly why so many people are calling this one of the most important premieres in the show's history. Mark your calendar, because this time the wait actually has an end date. After months of guessing, fans finally know the exact day Heartland Season 20 rides back onto our screens. And it lines up almost perfectly with the show's own history of fall premieres. CBC has confirmed that Heartland Season 20 will premiere on Sunday, October 4th, 2026, airing at 7 p.m. on CBC and CBC Gem. This follows the same pattern the show has stuck to for years, since Heartland almost always returns in the fall, usually in the first week of October. That kind of consistency is part of why fans trust this date so much, even before the official announcement dropped. But the story behind this season goes back even further than the release date. Production for Season 20 officially started on May 12, 2026, in Calgary, Alberta, the same region that has served as the heart of the show since it first began. Filming continued through late August, giving the cast and crew a full summer to bring this milestone season to life. For a show that has been running for nearly 2 decades, hitting a 20th season is no small thing. And the cast seems to know it too. The show's official social media page shared the news with real emotion, writing that 20 seasons means 20 years of a family that has felt like our own. That message alone tells you how much this season means, not just to the people who make the show, but to the people who have grown up watching it. Now here is where things get a little tricky for fans outside Canada. Heartland always airs first on CBC before making its way to other platforms like Netflix or Up Faith and Family. In the past, international audiences have had to wait several months, sometimes even longer, before new seasons show up on streaming. So while Canadian fans can mark October 4th on their calendars with confidence, fans in the United States and other countries should expect a longer wait, likely stretching into early or mid-2027 based on how past seasons were released. Still, one thing is clear. After months of rumors and guesswork, Heartland Season 20 finally has a real date, a real production timeline, and a real season on the way. Right now, somewhere between official interviews and blurry set photos, fans are piecing together a mystery that CBC has not confirmed or denied. And that silence is only making people more curious. Before we go further, it is only fair to be honest with you. Everything in this part of the video comes from fan theories, leaked set photos, and small hints dropped in interviews. None of it has been confirmed by CBC or the Heartland team. So take it as exciting speculation, not solid fact. The biggest theory floating around right now is about Amy and Nathan. Fans have been studying old interviews and behind-the-scenes photos, trying to spot clues about whether Amy said yes to his proposal. Some eagle-eyed viewers noticed what looked like wedding-related props during filming in Calgary, which sparked a wave of excitement online. Others pointed out that Amber Marshall, who plays Amy, has stayed pretty quiet about the storyline in recent interviews, which some fans read as a sign that something big is being kept secret on purpose. Then there's Georgie's storyline, which might be the most debated topic among longtime fans. That mystery stable offer she received at the end of season 19 has people wondering if her character is finally ready to leave the ranch. A few fan theories suggest the offer could take her overseas, possibly to Europe, where high-level equestrian training often happens. If that turns out to be true, it would mark one of the biggest character shifts the show has ever made, since Georgie has been tied to Heartland Ranch for almost her entire life on screen. There is also quiet talk among fans about whether season 20 could bring a farewell for one of the show's long-running characters. Nothing solid backs this up, but a few comments from cast members about this season feeling different and more emotional than usual have kept that theory alive. If even one of these theories turns out to be true, season 20 would not just be another chapter for the Fleming-Bartlett family. It would be a turning point, the kind of season fans end up talking about for years. And that uncertainty, mixed with real excitement, is exactly why so many people cannot stop refreshing their feeds for any new clue. Here is the question everyone keeps typing into search bars at 2 in the morning. Is Heartland actually coming to an end? And the answer might surprise you. Let's clear something up right away. As of right now, CBC has not announced that season 20 is the final season of Heartland. There is no official statement, no press release, and no confirmation from the network saying this show is ending. So if you have seen video titles calling this the last ever season, treat that as guesswork dressed up as news, not something that has actually been confirmed. So why is this rumor spreading so fast? A big part of it comes down to timing. 20 seasons is a huge milestone, and shows rarely make it this far without people starting to wonder how much longer they can keep going. Some fans see round numbers like 20 as a natural stopping point, even without any real evidence pointing that way. Cast interviews have added fuel to the fire too. A few actors have described this season as more emotional than usual, and some have talked about certain storylines finally getting closure after years of build-up. Comments like these are easy to misread as goodbye signals, even when they might just mean the writers are wrapping up long-running plots, not the whole series. There is also a simple truth behind all this. Heartland has been on air since 2007, and after 19 years, fans have grown attached to these characters in a very real way. That kind of long-term connection makes people emotionally cautious, almost bracing themselves for an ending, because the thought of losing this show feels bigger than just losing a TV series. Looking at it fairly, season 20 seems more likely to be a big anniversary season than a final farewell. Shows usually get a clear final season announcement, often paired with a special send-off, and nothing like that has happened here. It is very possible this season is simply a celebration of 20 years, filled with emotional moments precisely because the milestone matters, not because the story is ending. So for now, the safest way to look at this is simple. Enjoy season 20 as a huge celebration for the show. Stay updated for any real announcements. And do not believe every dramatic title you see online without checking if CBC has actually confirmed it. Every great story needs a proper send-off. And if this season truly is Heartland's 20th chapter, here is exactly what you should be watching for when episode 1 finally airs. First, keep your eyes on the opening scene. Heartland premieres almost always start with a callback to where the last season ended, so expect the show to address Amy and Nathan's proposal within the first few minutes rather than dragging it out. The way the scene is written will likely set the emotional tone for the rest of the season. So pay close attention to small details like body language and pacing, not just the dialogue itself. Second, watch how Georgie's storyline unfolds early on. Since her decision about the mystery stable offer was left hanging, expect the premiere to give at least a partial answer. Even if the show does not reveal her full decision right away, there should be strong hints about which direction her character is heading, especially through conversations with Lou or Amy, who usually act as emotional anchors for big decisions like this. Third, pay attention to the overall mood of the episode. If this really is being treated as a milestone 20th season, the writers often use the premiere to reflect on the show's history, sometimes through small callbacks, familiar locations, or even quiet moments that mirror scenes from earlier seasons. These little touches are usually there for longtime fans who have followed the family since the very beginning. Fourth, keep an ear out for any subtle hints about the future of the ranch itself. Past premieres have used casual conversations to plant seeds for storylines that grow throughout the season. So a passing comment about finances, family responsibilities, or upcoming events could end up being more important than it first seems. As October 4th gets closer, one thing is certain. Whether this becomes a celebration of 20 incredible years or the start of something even bigger, Heartland Season 20 is shaping up to be one of the most emotional premieres the show has ever delivered. Make sure you're ready for it, because once episode 1 airs, we will be breaking it down scene by scene right here.